Hey guys, and welcome to this episode of Review Flex. In this video, we're going to be talking about all the drama surrounding Jonathan Majors. It is now official. In a court of his own peers, he has been found guilty of assault and harassment, and he has lost his position at Marvel, which is unfortunate. But guys, to start off the video, we're going to jump into this snippet of news from the BBC, which kind of sums up the situation and what's going on. Then we're going to dive into a couple of articles that go into further information about what's going on with Jonathan Majors and, you know, potentially the future of the MCU moving forward. So let's start off with the BBC and let's jump straight into that clip.
Jonathan Majors walked out
So here we go, guys.
Heavy security after being found guilty of assault and harassment. He was
Assault and harassment.
Of 2 other charges that required prosecutors.
So there was 2 other charges he wasn't found guilty on.
Committed those acts.
Do you think your son got a fair trial?
The 34-year-old star
It's just a shame to hear this.
He was arrested in March after a fight with his ex-girlfriend Grace Jabari. He played roles in Marvel films.
Man, he was such a talented actor, and to see him fall, his career fall apart like this,
that made Hollywood
it's just a shame.
Notice. During deliberations, the jury
here's the
asked
altercation,
to rewatch
guys.
Surveillance video from the incident in slow motion, where it appears Majors shoves Jabari into a black Escalade. Another video shows Jabari
And then he's running away from her in the
Majors
street.
Following the incident, she testified she grabbed Majors' phone after seeing a text message from another woman. In a criminal complaint, Jabari accused Majors
and then pictures of the
assaulting her,
injuries.
leaving a cut behind her ear.
That's pretty
and
nasty.
fracturing her finger.
Majors and his family didn't say anything to the media when they left court. Grace Jabari was not in the courtroom when the verdict was reached.
So she wasn't
sent
there?
A statement saying she was gratified to see justice served. Majors faces up to a year behind bars. He's scheduled
Up to a
be
year
sentenced
in
on
prison.
February
What?
6th.
So guys, to go from one of the biggest casting roles in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is Kang, potentially being the next big bad, from playing that to possibly going to prison for the next year. Wow, I mean, talk about your career taking a nosedive off a cliff. But it's a shame. He was an up-and-coming actor, possibly going to win an Oscar in his future. I definitely thought that he probably was. He's such a talented actor. But it's a shame to see this happen, you know, in front of our faces, to go from, you know, being such a talented actor, people loving this guy, and, you know, just to see his career just implode like this. It just sucks. It sucks for him. It sucks for us. It sucks for his victim. You know, it's just not good for anybody involved. But guys, with that down, we're going to jump into these articles. We're going to read a little bit more information on the case surrounding Jonathan Majors. And then we're going to read about the MCU moving forward and what they're going to do with Avengers Kang Dynasty and potentially recasting or, you know, removing the role of Kang in the MCU. So let's jump over there, guys. So landing over here at Comic Book Movie, Marvel Studios and Disney have officially fired Kang actor Jonathan Majors. Next Avengers movie title changed. Disney and Marvel Studios have remained silent for the duration of Jonathan Majors' legal issues, but the decision has been made today to fire the actor from his Marvel Cinematic Universe role as Kang. So guys, in recent months, there's been a lot of rumors, you know, about Disney and Marvel kind of pivoting away from the Kang, you know, villain role within the MCU as it is anyway, because they don't feel that he's quite landed the way they wanted him to with the fans. So it looks like they were kind of moving away, and there was rumors of Doctor Doom kind of taking over as the big bad. But now with Jonathan Majors obviously being found guilty, he's been fired immediately. He's out of the role of Kang. What they're going to do next when it comes to the Kang role, we're not really sure. But we're going to keep reading, find out a little bit more about, you know, the case and what's going on with Jonathan Majors before we then start to look at where the MCU is going to go in the future. So, well, this didn't take long. The Hollywood Reporter has confirmed that Disney and Marvel Studios that Jonathan Majors has been fired and will no longer play the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Kang the Conqueror. We don't have a statement yet, but the news is official and Majors' time in the MCU has ended after he was found guilty of reckless assault in the 3rd degree and guilty of harassment by New York jury earlier today. So the plan had been for the Multiverse Saga to revolve around Kang and his many variants. We first met He Who Remains in Loki Season 1, before Majors played Kang the Conqueror in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. In a post-credit scene, the actor portrayed Immortus, Ramatut, and Scarlet Centurion, along with the thousands of other Kangs. Loki Season 2 had already been shot when Majors was arrested on March 25th, and we saw him play both Victor Timely and He Who Remains in Disney Plus series when it was released in October. Majors had been on the rise before his legal issues. He received widespread acclaim for his work on Creed 3 and was earning Oscar buzz for his role in Magazine Dreams. Searchlight has removed it from the calendar and it may never see the light of day. So it's another project that starred Jonathan Majors that they don't want anything to do with, so they've, sort of cancelled the movie, essentially. So we have a statement here that's been released by Majors' attorney, Priya Chowdhury, regarding the decision made by the jury. So this is their kind of statement regarding what's happened with the case. Let's have a quick read. So it is clear that the jury did not believe Grace Jabari's story of what happened in the SUV because they found that Mr. Majors did not intentionally cause any injuries to her. We are grateful for that. We are disappointed, however, that despite not believing Miss Jabari, the jury nevertheless found that Mr. Majors was somehow reckless while she was attacking him. Mr. Majors is grateful to God, his family, his friends, and his fans for their love and support during this harrowing 8 months. Mr. Majors still has faith in the process and looks forward to fully clearing his name. Stay tuned for more news as we have it. Yeah, guys, so that's kind of what's going on with Jonathan Majors at the moment. He's been found guilty on the 2 counts of harassment and assault. The other 2 charges, were dropped against him. And he's been removed from Marvel. He's been removed. His film, Magazine Dreams, has been removed from its release date. So it's really not looking good for the actor. But guys, what we're going to do now, we're going to jump over to another article, have a quick read, and we're going to see what's going on with the Kang character and how the MCU is possibly going to move going forward into the future. So, landing over here on Cosmic Book News, Avengers 5 replaces Kang Dynasty. So the rumours look to be right, as it is reported that Avengers 5 is replacing Kang Dynasty, further fueling speculation that Avengers Kang Dynasty is cancelled and is instead becoming Avengers Secret Wars Part 1 and Part 2. So guys, it looks like following obviously what's happened with Jonathan Majors, it looks like Avengers Kang Dynasty has been snapped out of existence, if you like, and it looks like we're going to get Secret Wars Part 1 and Part 2 instead. So it looks like they're completely doing away with the Kang Dynasty storyline, if reports are to be believed. But yeah, again guys, it's just a shame to hear this because Kang is one of the big all-time popular villains within, not just the MCU, but like within the comic books. And it's a shame this has happened to the character because he deserved better on the screen, guys. This character and this villain had the potential to be something great. And the fact that it's kind of ended like this, it's just a shame for the fans. It's a shame for Jonathan Majors. And like I say, nobody wins. But let's keep reading and see if we can learn a little bit more about the MCU moving forward. So, following John Majors' guilty verdict, Disney and Marvel proceeded to quickly fire the actor, which we've already read. It's been confirmed by the trades that Jonathan Majors will no longer play Kang in the MCU, which we already knew. So, in the Hollywood Reporter's report about Majors getting fired, the site notes that in November, Marvel hired Loki creator Michael Waldron to work on a new draft of what was once called Kang Dynasty, but is now being referred to in Avengers 5, according to sources. So the sources inside Marvel, it looks like, that are saying that it is officially now Avengers 5 instead of Kang Dynasty. Like I say, Kang Dynasty looks to have kind of disappeared from Marvel, not just because of this court case, but looks like it was going that way anyway, if reports are to be believed. So the Hollywood Reporter also adds, the studio has had months to plan for such an eventuality, and it is possible that Waldron was part of that course correction. So like I say, keep saying, guys, there was plenty of rumors and, reports going around that they were pivoting away from the Kang character anyway, and that, Avengers Kang Dynasty was kind of being swapped for Secret Wars Part 1 and 2, and now it looks like, it's probably official, but following the court case, it's definitely going to go in that direction now because there's no one to play Kang, and it looks like they don't want to recast. So it also seems, if possibly, recasting Kang has been ruled out by the Hollywood Reporter. So they say Marvel has recast in the past, but over creative and financial disputes, not for legal troubles. The editor and reporter who co-wrote the article also tweeted, Marvel now has 2 options to recast or to focus on a new villain. There are indicators that Avengers 5 will now focus on a new bad guy. So guys, if reports are to be believed, and we're having Secret Wars Part 1 and 2, Avengers 5, replacing Kang Dynasty, and, they're going to be focusing on a new big bad villain, we all know who we want that villain to be. Let's say it together, Doctor Doom. Guys, this is going to be crazy if we get a Doctor Doom on screen, specifically with, Fantastic Four making their debut into the MCU as well. It's a perfect time to segue into Doctor Doom. Everybody wants it. The fans have been calling it for years. And, he's just such a great villain. He's very menacing. He looks badass, and I would love to see him, you know, done right in the new Avengers movie. And I think everybody would be very, very happy if Marvel quickly announced that they were pivoting to a Doctor Doom. Whether they're going to announce it, you know, sooner rather than later, or whether they're going to kind of make us keep guessing, because, you know, that's what Marvel does. We'll have to find out. But yeah, if the potential for Doctor Doom is there, it's exciting future for the MCU. If they do him right, that is. If they do him right. But let's keep reading, guys. So, a previous report from Variety has said that instead of moving forward with Majors and Kang, Doctor Doom might be Marvel's new choice to play the big bad villain in the MCU going forward. So, quote, at the gathering in Palm Springs, executives discussed backup plans including pivoting to another comic book adversary like Doctor Doom, that it said in its report about the crisis at Marvel. So that was done before the actual court case of Jonathan Majors. As I was saying, guys, earlier in the video, it looked as though, you know, before the court case even happened, that they were pivoting towards, you know, a new big bad villain, because Kang just hadn't landed with the audiences like Marvel wanted them to, so they were deciding to possibly pivot to another big bad, which could have been Doctor Doom. There was no confirmation on that, but that's what a load of fans were hoping that it was going to be. So let's go down and read a bit about the Fantastic Four before we finish off. So it could be possible that Doctor Doom is given a larger role in the Fantastic Four as a result of Marvel no longer moving forward with Jonathan Majors as Kang. As I say, the fact that Jonathan Majors is being removed and he's no longer going to be playing Kang, that opens up a massive kind of vacuum of power, if you like, within the MCU, which they could insert Doctor Doom. I hope they don't shoehorn him in, though, and I hope they do the character correct, because as I say, he's a fan favorite to be the big bad in the MCU going forward. So let's hope that they can really do something special with the character and elevate him to a really, you know, really terrifying big bad villain in the MCU that we all definitely want. So Rumours have already offered that Fantastic Four will lay the foundation for Avengers Secret Wars in the MCU, so they could set up Doctor Doom in the Fantastic Four movie before going on to Avengers 5. The Jonathan Majors trial could also be the reason Marvel hasn't officially announced the Fantastic Four cast, as they were awaiting the outcome. That definitely does make a lot of sense. Rumours offer that the cast is a done deal, with Pedro Pascal having been cast as Mr. Fantastic Reed Richards. Vanessa Kirby is said to be playing Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman. Stranger Things actor Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. And the Bear Eben Moss Bacharach as Benjamin Grimm, the Thing. So yeah, guys, there we go. After covering the court trial and the drama surrounding Jonathan Majors, he's officially been let go from his role at Marvel, which is a shame because he was such a talented actor, and seeing his career being derailed like this, it's not good for anybody. It's not good for us, the fans, for him and his victim, obviously. But guys, and it looks like the MCU is potentially pivoting away from the Kang Dynasty storyline and moving towards Secret Wars Part 1 and Part 2, and potentially a new big bad villain in the MCU, which may be Doctor Doom, yet there's no confirmation on that so far. So I throw it off to you guys. What do you think about this court case and the outcome surrounding Jonathan Majors? And what do you think about them moving towards Secret Wars Part 1 and Part 2? And potentially Doctor Doom? Would you be up for that as the big bad villain of the MCU moving forward? I'd love to know your thoughts, guys. Make sure you post them into the comment section. I'll be waiting to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you so much for watching this video. As always, I appreciate you being here, and I will see you soon.